In this video, I'm going to show you how to install these performance headlights on this Chevy Silverado. Let's get into it. Take these two pins out. You just twist it to the side, twist it forward, pull it straight up. Do the same on this one. And grab the light assembly. Slide it out. You can disconnect the connectors. Pull up on the tab, slide it out, do the same on this one. And slide it out. On the back of the light, you can see where the bulbs are. We're going to take these out. These are normally test bulbs, so it's a good idea to replace these. Pull this one out, just twist, and it slides out. This is a HB3 bulb. That's for the high beam. For the low beam, you're going to have a little cover right here. Slide this cover back. You can see there's a little tab right here. Just push down on that tab, and this will slide back. That's the bulb right there. To get the bulb off, just grab the bulb, disconnect the connector, take the bulb off. You can just pull this insulation back, and then I'm just going to use some needle nose pliers and just pry this down. That disconnects right there. This is a H1 bulb. We'll just connect it. Put that insulation back on. Line this up. Slide it in position and push that lock over. And just lock it down. And you can slide the insulation over. And that's all the way around, that's good. With the other bulbs, they're LED built into the housing. You see these two lights right here. And this is somewhat up to you where you want to wire these in. You can wire these in as daytime running lights. And then you also have the halo lights, and those have to be wired in as well. So we're going to show you how we wire it in, but those are up to you. You can change wherever you want to wire these circuits in. So I'm going to take the ground wires, the black one, I'm just going to slide it through here. It's going to go right there. And the other ground wires. And we're going to tie all these together. And these are all the length that I want them, so I'm going to cut these all right here. Some wire cutters, and using some wire strippers, just strip the insulation off. Take these, twist these all together. Take a butt connector, twist it on, crimp it down. Give it a wiggle, make sure it's tight. This is a shrink wrap butt connector, so if you don't have this style, you're going to want to get some shrink wrap and put that over it. Then I have another thicker wire. And attach on the other end. And crimp this together. That's good there. Give it a wiggle. That's tight. I'm just going to shrink the shrink wrap with a heat gun. And for the two halo lights in the front, these two wires, I'm going to connect these two together. And we're going to extend these wires. So cut those. Twist these together, just the same way we just did. For this connector, I am going to use some shrink wrap. Crimp this together. And my extended wire, take the insulation off that. It is a little thicker than those other two wires. Slide that in, crimp it down. Give it a wiggle, it's tight. Put over the shrink wrap. And heat it up. This wire right there is for those two little spotlights. I'm going to wire that into the DRLs, or daytime running lights, on this vehicle. This wire should be long enough. You can see where the adjustments are for after when you have to aim them. This one right here, you're just going to use a Phillips head screwdriver, and right there. So one of these is going to be for side to side, and one is up and down. I'll line this up, connect the connectors right here. This one's going to go to the high beam. I'll take my wires, the ground wire, I'm going to slide it through here. And we'll just pull it through from the other side. Just set that aside for now. The other power wire, we're going to run that through there as well. That's good. wire for the DRL. It's going to be right here. We're going to slide this down below here. We'll grab that after. And before we slide this in, down below, we're going to have to pull this light out. So I'm just going to use a straight blade screwdriver. There's a little tab right here. Just pop that tab out and just slide this out. And that can just be sitting there for now. You can see, you can have that wire right there. And feed this back in place. Make sure you don't crush any of the wires. Looks good. That looks good. Take the pins lined up. Lock those down. Lock it down. That's good. Now we're going to wire these together. And just pull back on some of the insulation for the daytime running light. Separate the two wires. We want to tap into the blue wire here. So we're just going to cut the red wire here. Slice back the insulation, cut the blue wire, peel back the insulation on both sides. Twist these two together. Some shrink wrap over. Actually, I'll put the shrink wrap over the other one. Using a butt connector. That started there. Crimp that down. That's tight. Do the same on the other end. Crimp that down. Give it a wiggle. That's tight. Slide the shrink wrap down. Shrink it up. It's all set. Slide that back in place. Just line it up. Again, making sure you don't pinch the wires. That'll lock in there. Lock that down. That looks good. Take the longer wire, the red one, and run it underneath the battery cables. Just keep it out of the way. You can wire tie it nicely after. In the fuse box, I'm going to go to this front parking light fuse. It's a 10 amp. So when the parking lights come on, then those halos will come on. So we're going to get a piggyback connector similar to this. This is just going to run off when that fuse has power. So using needle nose pliers, pull that fuse out. Piggyback fuse, line that up, push that down. We want to connect these wires together. Just cut the wire here. Obviously, if you're doing the other side, you're going to want to have the other side here as well. Twist this together. And crush that down. Give it a wiggle. That's good. Just push that out of the way. And then where the wire comes in, if you want to trim the fuse box, just trim a little area where the wire can go in. Just use some cutters. Slide that in right there. Take the cap, put that back on. For the ground wire, we're going to put it right here where this 10mm bolt is. We're going to use an eyelet connector. So we'll cut the wire, give a little bit of slack just in case. Just cut right there. Pull the insulation off. And crimp that down. Give it a wiggle. That's good right there. Using a 10mm socket. Take this bolt out. If you want to, you can go underneath here. And just clean this off with a wire brush. Good. Just going to use a little dielectric grease to prevent corrosion. That's good. And you can put a ground anywhere you want, but this is a good place. Just make sure it's not going to get in the way of anything. Go from underneath. Snug that down. And again, if you're doing the other side, you want to run a ground over here or find a ground on that side. And turn the lights on, try them out. It's the parking lights, and there's the full-blown lights. Now we're going to get the vehicle ready to aim the headlights. Start with the tire pressure, making sure all 4 tires are set at the appropriate pressure. Remove any excessive weight that's not normally in the vehicle. Find a wall that you can drive up to where the ground is level. Measure 25 feet away from that wall and mark the ground. Drive your vehicle up to that mark. With the headlights off, look for the center dot in the headlight lens. Measure from the ground to that center dot. You can use a ruler to help you out. Transferring that measurement to the wall, making a mark with some tape. On the driver's side, measure down 4 inches, putting another piece of tape. For the passenger side, you only need to measure down 2 inches. Now turning the headlights on, it is easier to do this at night or in a dark area. Locating your headlight adjuster and using a Phillips head screwdriver, turn your adjuster one way or another to bring the headlight up or down. Once the headlight is adjusted to the tape mark on the wall, move on to the next headlight. If you're confused because the beams seem to blend together, you can always have someone stand in front of the other headlight while you make your adjustments for that one. Now your headlights are aligned and you're all set to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.